Is it time? 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 Coming together in love we rise, building community online. Sharing our hearts feels mighty fine, making each day better, one song at a time. Come on, y'all. Coming together in love, we rise. Clap, clap. Building community online. Clap, clap. Sharing our hearts feels mighty fine, making each day better, each day better, each day better, one song at a time. At Daily Antidote of Song.
Woo! Thank you so much, Arnaé Batson. The only possible way to start the Daily Antidote anymore. We're going to have all our song leaders learn that one. Thank you, Arnaé, for that beautiful song about the Daily Antidote. And hi to everybody who's in the room today. We're so glad to see so many of you here. And we're going to roll around and say hi to you all before we start off on our fabulous Library of Congress Archive Challenge Day with the American Folklife Center and our beautiful guest hosts in the room, Steve Winick and Jennifer Cutting. Can we start by saying hello to them? Hello and hello. And we're going to thank Jaden for running fabulous tech today, coming in from Silver Spring, Maryland. And Steve and Jen, of course, coming in from Tacoma Park, not very far from DC and the Library of Congress. Arnaé Batson coming in from California, and we are super excited to chat with you more today, Arnaé. Jim Harkless coming in from Maryland. Lovely to see you today, Jim. And Doug Varney in Vermont. Hello. Hi, Susan in Seattle. Great to see you. Hi, Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island. Hello, Carolyn in Boise, Idaho, reminding us that today is day 1068 here in the Daily Antidote of Song. Let's all just think about that for a minute. Okay. Cricket in Maryland, nice to see you today. And Laris in the UK. Laris, we're glad you joined us today. Beautiful background. Hello to Luda in Victoria. Nice to see you. Thank you for the hearts. Susan G in Ohio. We're glad you're here. Hi, Dan in Vienna. Nice to see you. Hi, Sheila in Florida. Good to see you. And hello to Dr. Jim Thorne. I think you might be new to us today. We're glad you're here. Nice to have you on the Daily Antidote ride. Hi also to Jane. Not sure where you're coming in from, and I think you might also be new. Glad to have you here. Hi to Bronwyn coming in from Victoria. Nice to see you. Hello to Ruth in Birmingham, UK, who is actually here with someone who is not Ruth. Let's all wave to someone who is not Ruth. Hello, someone. Nice to see you today. And Ruth is in Birmingham, UK, and a super regular in the room. Pauline in Newcastle, UK, also a super regular. Glad to see you. Hello to Bob in Albany. Hello to Susan in Tacoma Park. Suzanne in Maryland. Hello to Kathleen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Deli in Maryland. Aloysius in Westford, Massachusetts. Hello to a curly top coming in from Vermont. Nice to see you, Willard. Karen in Oregon. Gary in Massachusetts. Anne in Silver Spring, Maryland. Linda in Orcas Island. Janet in Atlanta. We haven't seen you in so long. We're so glad you're here. Hoda in British Columbia. Hello to Phil in Totnes, UK. Kevin in DC with the golden flute. Eleanor, what? It's Nora Rhodes. Hello, Nora. One of our singer-song leaders in the room today, and who came to us through the Archive Challenge the first time. We're so happy to see your face, Nora. And I think maybe you're at home and not in college right now. Okay, we're going to have to talk to you in a minute. So happy to see you. Hello to Linda in Colorado, back for day 2 and not on the treadmill today. Annette in California, hello. Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State. Carol in Connecticut. Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Deborah, Spice, another one of our song leaders. Nice to see you today. Hello to Tom in Nashville. And then lots of folks off video. Bob and Mabel in Massachusetts with the Bears. Stephanie Hall from the Library of Congress, American Folklife Center. We're glad you're here, Steph. Dick and Kathy in Victoria, BC, also song leaders. Caroline in DC. Leah in Illinois. Penny and Ralph in Victoria. Archie and Hindi in Toronto. Rob Rothschild, also I think new to us today, and I know your name, but I can't remember why. Trish in Victoria, Storm in Mass, Loriana Kachina and Courtney in Vermont, Linda Rose in Mass, Lynn in Connecticut, Amos in Mass, Isabel in Florida, Jenny in Shropshire, UK, and let's all take a deep breath, and hi Linda, who's just popping in the room. Let's all take a deep breath because I'm out of air. Okay. Archive Challenge days are amongst some of my favorite of the things that we do in this room because it's a chance to explore the sort of deeper and behind the scenes content embedded in so much of the traditional music that we do. And so I'm going to turn it over to today's hosts, Steve Winick, Jennifer Cutting, Steve is an folklorist, and Jennifer Cutting is an ethnomusicologist. They both work at the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress. Welcome to both of you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Winick, as Joe said, and this is my colleague Jennifer Cutting. And we are both folklife specialists at the Library of Congress. I was trained as a folklorist, Jennifer as an ethnomusicologist. And we're privileged to work at the American Folklife Center, where we keep and do some of the coolest stuff at the Library of Congress, at least we think so. So welcome to the second of 5 Archive Challenge Thursdays on the Daily Antidote of Song, when the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress will partner with Carpe Diem Arts to bring you a new archival gem every Thursday in March.
And the Library of Congress was established a long time ago for America, that is 1800. So it's officially the country's oldest federal cultural institution. And it's also the largest library on planet Earth. I thought we'd have a fun fact today. If you took all of our bookshelves and laid them end to end, the line of books would stretch for 838 miles. But we have a lot more things than books, of course. We have comic books and baseball cards and movies and CDs, about 167 million in all. And the American Folklife Center is just one small division of this giant library. We're a staff of 28 people in a library with over 3,000 staff. I just heard an echo, sorry. So we're about 1% of the library, and we're small and mighty, and we're one of the coolest divisions. Don't quote me on that.
And in addition to maintaining this archive of about 7 million items in the Folklife Center, we also provide reference services, and we produce concerts and lectures and symposia and blogs and podcasts, which is largely my job. But one of the fun things that we do in addition to all of that is the Archive Challenge, where we invite performers to learn materials from our collections and then put their own spin on it and record it in one way or another. And one of the venues that we found to do this in is the Daily Antidote of Song. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about that and about today's featured field recording pretty soon. So we hope that you have time to stay for a few minutes after we actually sing, but we wanted to get everyone singing as soon as possible. So today's guest is the fabulous Arnaé Batson. She's a Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and song leader. And she's no stranger to the Daily Antidote of Song, of course. Her dedication to racial and environmental justice is an extension of her work with Sweet Honey in the Rock, that fantastic vocal group. So we are going to turn it over to Arnaé. She can tell us what her song is, and then afterward we'll chat with her about it a little bit. So Arnaé, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. I see smiling faces. I see orange. Oh, I see all the good things that I like. So thank you very much. And thank you, Steve and Jennifer, for inviting me to participate in this challenge. So the song that I'm bringing forward is known as I'll Fly Away. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away. To a home on God's celestial shore, I'll fly away. So this is the way that most people know the song. I learned it a little differently. In my church, St. Paul Colored Methodist Episcopal Church on the south side of Chicago, this song was raised up by a gentleman named Mr. Herbert Bruce. And so the part that you're going to sing is... because they're singing with us, right? Is that the idea? Okay, so I'm gonna fly away. I'm gonna fly away. So the first one, I'm sure the lyrics are in the chat. So the first one will be, I'm gonna fly away. Give it back. I'm gonna fly away. The second one is, I'm gonna fly away. I'm gonna fly away. So we put them together. I'm gonna fly away. I'm gonna fly away. And then it does some other really interesting things, but that's kind of the gist of it. So I think I should start this. And so you'll notice the words were changed. It was the originals are "I'll fly away," but we sang it as "I'm gonna fly away." Put that action to it. So this is a new version of "I'll Fly Away." Here we go. Glory, hallelujah. Some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'm gonna fly away. To a home on God's celestial shore. I'm gonna fly away. Oh, I'm gonna fly away. Oh, I'm gonna fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'm gonna fly away. And this is where all the men in the bass part sing. I'm gonna fly away. And all the ladies. Oh, glory. I'm gonna fly away. Oh, somebody help me. I'm gonna fly away. Oh, hey, when I die, shout hallelujah, hallelujah, by and by. I'm gonna fly away. Away. That's how we did it on the South Side.
Okay, Arnaé, that was so fabulous. I just can't. Can we please give it up to them again? And Steve and Jen, back over to you.
I want you to know that Figgy the archive cat went crazy for your singing there.
Oh,
he was trying to sing along.
And it was fantastic singing too. I mean, you know, we love the old archival recordings, you know, Vera Hall. There's one melody line. What you brought to it in this adds a harmonic dimension. There were such interesting choral vocals with such interesting chords and that kind of doo-wop feeling about it. It was just fabulous, and we enjoyed it so much.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you. It was
as
city.
Biggie did,
It was
As,
city.
as did Biggie, yeah.
as did Biggie. So I thought after that fabulous performance, we'd give you a little bit of background on the song and the collection it came from. First of all, Vera Hall was born in 1902 in rural Alabama, and you're going to hear Vera Hall. I just want you to have a little background on her. She was known in her community, like Arnaé, as a great church singer, especially in duets with her cousin, Doc Reed. And she also had a friend named Rich Emerson who played blues harmonica, and she learned to sing the blues with him as well. So in 1937, an Alabama folklorist named Ruby Pickens Tart introduced Vera Hall to John and Ruby Lomax, collectors for the Library of Congress. And they recorded Vera Hall a couple of times from 1937 through 1943. And a fair number of those recordings are on the Library of Congress website, available to everybody to hear. Such great songs as Amazing Grace, Another Man Done Gone, Awful Death. And let's put the link there at the www.loc.gov/audio/Vera Hall. That's where you can hear all these great Vera Hall songs.
Yep. And Vera's story doesn't stop there. In 1948, John Lomax's son, Alan Lomax, was organizing an American music festival in New York City. And he recalled his father's recordings of Vera Hall, and he recalled his father saying that she had the loveliest voice that he had ever recorded. And he thought, we have to have this person at the festival. And so he invited Vera Hall and Doc Reed to come up to New York, and he arranged for them to come and visit. And it was the only time in her life that Vera Hall actually left Alabama. She went to New York for a week and a half or so and stayed with Alan Lomax. And he interviewed her for 6.5 hours on tape during that trip. And 11 years later, he visited her again in Alabama, and he made beautiful stereo recordings of her at that time. So there's recordings of her starting in 1937 and going to 1959. It's a long period of time over which she was recorded. But the other thing that he did was he published a book which was called The Rainbow Sign. And that is essentially an autobiography of Vera Hall, which he assembled from the tapes of his interviews with her. And when she died in the early 1960s, I'm going to read something that Alan Lomax wrote. He was talking about her singing. He said, "The sound comes from deep within her when she sings, from a source of gold and light, otherwise hidden, and falls directly upon your ear like sunlight. It is from singers like Vera Hall that all of us who love folk music in America have everything to learn. Her performances were all graced with dignity and love." That was
beautiful,
part
isn't
of
it?
Alan's tribute, to Vera Hall. So her voice then became nationally famous in 1999 when Moby sampled several of her songs for his album Play. So that, Trouble So Hard by Moby, that's actually Vera Hall's voice that you're hearing. It's a sample directly from one of the 1959 field recordings. And we will say that Lomax's foundation made sure that Vera Hall's family got the money for that she deserved for that recording. Hall's recordings from after 1943 are all available, and you can get that link also in the chat right now. So
yeah, do we have that link up?
Yeah,
I'm just
that's up.
checking. That's great. So everybody go to the Cultural Association for Cultural Equity and hear more Vera Hall there, because one Vera Hall recording is not enough. And the song that Arnaé chose today, "I'll Fly Away," was recorded on that trip to New York in 1948. So we thought you might like to hear that original 1948 field recording.
And so the cool thing is after Joe plays this for you, you'll be able to hear this song as many times as you want because we're going to pop a link into the chat for that as well. But for now, we can hear it right now on the Daily Antidote of Song. So this is going to be great. We're going to go
Some glad morning when this life is over, I will fly away to a home on God's celestial shoulder. I will fly away. Oh, I will fly away. Oh, glory. I will fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, Lord, I will fly away. I think that was it, though.
I love that part.
Yeah.
I
Because I'm really feeling the presence of her, and I love that with those recordings, they just let them roll. They let them roll.
Yep. Yeah, there's like in our field recordings, there's clocks ticking and roosters crowing and all kinds of, children crying in the background. They're documentary field recordings, and they document more than the singer quite often.
Right.
They're very real. So yeah, I think that, I think Vera Hall would love Arnaé Batson's version of this song.
Well, it's not my version. It's really not my version. This
It's
was
your church's.
yeah.
Like
I don't
version.
know who the arranger was. I can tell you that the Barrett sisters, out of Detroit, they did something similar. They did a medley of "I'll Fly Away" and "Two Wings,"
Uh-huh.
and so it's kind of this, but it ain't. And so when Joe mentioned the song, and I was like, okay, because she sang it a little to me. I was like, yeah, I know that song, but I know it a little differently though.
That's the beauty of the folk tradition. The song changes in the voice of every single singer, brings variation and creativity to something that stretches way back.
And you also mentioned, though, that you knew that the Vera Hall's version, essentially, that the standard way it was sung from home.
Sure, sure. In my home, I was raised by my grandmother, who March 7th would have been her 124th birthday.
Wow.
But she kept on the radio station. The only radio station that was allowed to be played in our home was WMBI, which stood for Moody Bible Institute, and it's a Christian talk and Christian music. Um, and actually, I don't recall because we listen to that radio station every day. I don't recall ever hearing any black artist on that station.
Oh.
And so we knew all those songs, we could hear them. But when we went to church, it was a whole different sound, because, again, gospel music is 20th century music. And the spirituals that were being performed like in the 18th and 19th century, and those hymns, they got a new form during the 20th century as black people were moving into cities. I remember Dr. Bernice Regan always said the music got hotter. It got hotter. And so you had these weaving chords and counter melodies. And with this particular song, Mr. Bruce was a bass, but his range spanned to tenor. So he would just be flying. You notice the soloist is really flying over the choir that's doing all the work. And we'd just be like, wow, wow.
And now you're doing it yourself. You're flying too. And it's transcendent.
I'm so thankful for my background. I'm so thankful that I was given this music as a gift at such a young age. I didn't understand what I was getting. I didn't understand. And I remember when I first moved to Los Angeles, my dear friend Maggie Wheeler was suggesting that, I host some workshops to sing. And I was like, I don't know any songs. She's like, Arnaé. I'm like, I don't know any songs. But I did not understand the value of all the songs that were intrinsically in me. And so starting to sing a cappella and actually working with Dr. Regan and with Sweet Honey, they were bringing up those songs. It was like, how do I know this song? How do I know this song? They're from different regions in the U.S., but we all kind of sang the songs the same way. And this is prior to social media, so
Yeah.
there was no Google. There was no Google back then. There was no twittering. But we all got the music, and so it was an easy transition for me singing the gospel music with Sweet Honey because those were my roots. My roots.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you think about the lyrics, I'll fly away or I'm gonna fly away? What does that mean to you, and what do you think it might be sort of historically?
Well, again, I look at songs like Two Wings. Lord, give me two wings to veil my face, two wings to veil my feet, two wings to fly away so this world can't do me no harm. I mean, this was a spiritual. And, the idea that we needed to be someplace because this place, this plane, this world was not a safe place to be. And so if we had wings, we could fly. And, we fly into glory because we knew we're not getting in this life, but in the next life, up to heaven, we're going to get everything that we deserve. And so that's kind of what this song says to me. It also, um, again, it's attributed to Albert Brumley, and he's got the copyright, the 1929 copyright. Something tells me that strains of this song were kind of floating around before then because this idea of getting away, going to the next place, that was really real amongst Black people. And so I'm thinking that it also could be coded message, like this is the day that we take off. This is when this is where we gonna meet on God's celestial shore. I don't have proof of any of that, but there were so many songs similar to that. Baba James Harkless would probably know a lot about it. But coded songs with coded messages, so people weren't aware of what was going on, and you thought, oh, these people they just sing so good, but they really passing information on.
Right. Right. And passing information and a sort of a form of protest that was overlooked by the authorities because again they're saying these people just sing so good, but they're not listening to what they're actually singing, which is an interesting part of it too.
Exactly. And so even the idea of I can't wait until I die because that's when I know I'm gonna fly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that, y'all.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I die because hallelujah, by and by, all of this will be explained and I'm just going to be flying. And so that's what the soloist does. The soloist just flies over the top while, the choir is singing, the choir is doing the heavy lifting. That's what. But I remember Mr. Bruce, we call it rearing back, where he would just throw his head back. And there were no microphones in our church.
Yeah.
So, we got it raw, we got it real, we got it. I'm so grateful for my grandmother and her bringing the music into my life, into all of our lives. I'm just so grateful because now I get to share it with y'all. So
Thank you,
Well, thank you
Arnaé's
so much.
grandmother.
Yeah, thank you to your grandmother and thank you to you. And we want to tell other people that if you want to bring the music into your lives, you can do an archive challenge yourself. There is we've during the pandemic we kind of came on this idea of the at-home archive challenge just because we thought gosh, all of our friends out there are going to be spending a lot of time at home for a while. And, wouldn't it be cool if we could give them an activity that they could do? And we came up with the at-home archive challenge. And so there's a link in the chat right now where you can get to a blog that kind of, leads you through how you can do one of these archive challenges yourself by mainly gives you the links to where all of our collections live online. So you can find material and then, of course, learn to sing it and create whatever kind of social media presentation you want to out of that, or come on the Daily Antidote of Song and sing for us here. So Arnaé, thank you so much. And one of the things that we sometimes like to do is have a little reprise of the song at the end. I don't know if you're willing to do that, or if
Of course. And I just need to mention that the recording that you heard was me. Those all my voices. But I remember that song. That's from memory. It's from memory. And again, the brilliance of Sweet Honey.
Oh.
I found my bass voice sitting next to Dr. Barnwell.
Right. So we've been reminded that there's one thing that we forgot to do, which was we wanted to show you a picture of Vera Hall as well. So there she is. That's a picture from 1959. One of Lomax's latest pictures of her. We do have pictures of her from before that as well, but this is the one that's become kind of famous. And that is what our singer looked like when she was singing for Alan Lomax in Alabama in 1959.
Can you imagine her on a concert stage with a microphone? Yeah. And I mean, I'm seeing her at Carnegie Hall, but I love the rawness of her vocals because her voice is so pristine. It's a bell-like quality, but it's still got a little grit in it. It's got that Alabama grit. Do you know what part of Alabama she's from?
She was from right near Livingston, which is in, I want to say Sumter County, but I may be misremembering that. But Livingston was the nearest big town to where she was. So
right.
Yeah.
My grandmother grew up in Mobile Junction, so that's
Okay.
Bessemer, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might be kin.
Yeah, it's not impossible, right?
It's a state that produced so many great musicians.
Yeah.
So many great singers. So
I'm gonna say we can. I'm gonna claim it. I'm gonna claim it. And so for cousin Vera, I'm grateful to be able to follow in the tradition that you have set forth and bring this mighty song forward. See, if she were living up north, she probably would have been singing it like this.
Yeah, right.
Who knows? It got hotter. Okay. All right, let's try the song again. All right. Some of my original sound keeps going off. But okay, let's try it again. Okay, y'all got your parts? All right, let's sing. Glory, hallelujah. Some glad morning won't be very long. I'm singing the wrong thing. What am I doing? Something's going on. Is the sound okay?
Yeah, your audio track keeps cutting out, or something's happening. So we're hearing you, but not the audio track at that point. So kind of, I don't know what's going on with your original sound or something, but definitely there's a little something. It was okay the first time you sang it. We lost a little bit of the high notes, but if you can't do it, you could do it without the track at all, maybe, and just
all right,
whatever works. We're good with everything.
All right, let's try it. Okay, we ready now. Here we go. Glory, hallelujah. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'm gonna fly away. To a home on God's celestial shore. I'm gonna fly I'm gonna fly away. Yeah. I'm gonna fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, 'cause I'm gonna fly away. Yeah. Okay, all the bass. This is your part. I'm gonna fly away. Yes. Oh, Lord, I'm gonna fly away. I'm gonna fly away. When I die, shout hallelujah, shout hallelujah, by and by. Yes, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly away. You know what? I just heard Sam Cooke.
Thank you, Arnaé. We want to thank Arnaé Batson for two transcendent performances of this wonderful song.
Arnaé Batson, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What a joy. What a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we want to thank, of course, our host, Joe Rossi, for keeping this wonderful daily sing-along alive. Thanks to all of you for making time in your day. We know you have many choices about how to spend your time, and you chose to be here with us today. So thank you. And now we're all going to be able to fly away to our day with more joy in our hearts.
Yeah, thank you also to Jaden and to Carpe Diem Arts for doing the Daily Antidote of Song every day like this. Unbelievable. How many days has it been now?
I don't know. I need Carolyn with her sign. 1068, 1068 amazing days of Daily Antidote. Yeah,
Amazing.
incredible. And they don't get any better than this. Let me tell you, I really love the archive challenges. So huge thanks to Stephen Winick and Jennifer Cutting from the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress for doing these archive challenges here in the Daily. We love spending time with you. They're so informative. I don't actually want to fly anywhere for the rest of my day. I just want to keep going. Let's do another song. But yeah, okay, maybe we'll have to wait. And next week, join us next week on Thursday for another archive challenge day. And also for the rest of this month, we'll keep doing the archive challenges. Jen and Steve, anything you want to say before we say goodbyes?
Just that this one goes out to Jane Winans, who's here with us on the Daily Antidote today. This is only her second day after surgery. She's bound in her bed. Yeah. So I'm sure she appreciated I'll Fly Away.
Absolutely.
Here's to you, Jane. Happy recuperation.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is, Arnaé mentioned that she loved those recordings of Vera Hall because they just let the recordings roll. And that's really true. And they're great interviews. And Vera talks about everything from courtship traditions, how riddles were used in courtship traditions, all kinds of cool stuff is in there other than songs. And I just love to listen to those interviews for that reason. So I recommend, visiting those links and hearing more of Vera Hall. And of course, we'd also recommend you find some way to listen to more of Arnaé because she's just fabulous. So thank you all once again.
Thanks, Jen, and thanks, Steve. And can we also please give a huge hand again to Arnaé Batson for sharing that with us today. Arnaé, it was so beautiful and really a joy to be with you. Thank you so much. We love having you as a super active host and song leader in this community. And this was a great way to visit you in a whole other way. And I loved every minute of it. And sort of just to prove the point about the recordings being sort of real life. I'm not sure if anybody heard it, but my dog was barking in the background a minute ago. Because when it's like, nothing ever really changes, right? Like life goes on all around you, no matter what it is you're singing or doing. I also want to shout out the fabulous Nora Rhodes, who's in the room with us today, who sang with us during an archive challenge and many times since. And we've missed her terribly while she's been in college, being very busy. But we, of course, hope we're going to get to sing with her again this summer when she's hopefully back home, at least for a little while, doing something where she can make time for us. We know she's a very, very, very busy young woman out there in the world doing great things with music. So thanks, Nord, for joining us today. And let's say goodbye to all the folks in the room. So thank you again to Arnaé, of course, and to Steve and Jen. And then thank you and goodbye to Laris. Thanks for coming in from the UK. And of course, Nora and Phil in Totnes, UK, and Hoda in British Columbia. Thanks, Jim Harkless, for being here from Maryland. Curly Tops in Virginia with Willard. That's an upstairs curly top. Pauline. Oh, and look, William showed up for part of today's daily. It's nice to see you, William. We're glad you joined us. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Jaden, thank you so much for running fabulous tech today. Doug in Vermont, thank you for being here. Dory, and maybe it was Ollie in the front ground. Thank you for being here today from Rhode Island. Hello, and thank you to Carolyn in Boise. Cricket in Maryland, thank you. Luda in Victoria, British Columbia. Susan in Ohio. Dan in Virginia. Sheila in Florida. Jim Thorne, thanks again for being here today. And since you are new today, if you would like to stick around and just let us know how you found us and where you're from, we'd love to chat, but no worries if you can't. Jane, thank you so much. Same goes out to you, but maybe from your healing position, you're not really in the mood to say anything, which is fine. Bob, thank you so much for being here from Albany. Susan in Tacoma Park. I think I just saw, Kathleen in Albuquerque. Dally in Maryland. Aloysius in Westford, Mass. Thank you so much for being here today. And Karen in Oregon, thank you for being here. And I've just completely lost my Anne in Maryland, I think. Yeah, okay. Anne in Maryland, thank you. Linda in Orcas Island, thank you. Janet and Bella the kitty cat, thank you for joining from Atlanta. We've missed you. Hello, and thank you to Kevin. That would be goodbye. And thank you to Kevin in DC. Linda in Colorado, glad you made it back. Annette in California, thank you. Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State. Carol in Connecticut. Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Deborah, Spice in Maryland, Baltimore. Tom in Nashville. Dick and Kathy in Victoria, BC. Can't wait to hear from you guys again in here. I think you guys should do an archive challenge. Caroline in DC. Leah in Illinois. Penny and Ralph in Victoria, glad to see you guys on screen. Isabel in Florida, Lynn in Connecticut, Storm in Massachusetts, Trish in Victoria, Kathy DeWitt, another one of our song leaders in the room with us today, and hope to sing with you again soon. Linda in Concord, Mass. Let's all take a breath mid goodbyes. Whew, I totally am running out of steam. Deborah in Kentucky, thank you for being here. Jane in Maryland, great to see you. Glad you're here. Fred in Maryland, glad you made it. There's the rest of the Curly Top crew. Leanna and Willard and Alice May in Vermont, nice to see you. Diane in Puerto Rico, thanks for being here. Ruth and Clive has a name in Birmingham. Hi, Clive. Let's all do it. 1, 2, 3. Let's say hi, Clive. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Clive.
Hi, Clive.
Beautiful. Jen and Steve, thank you. We needed another voice. Carol and John, thanks for being here today. Maybe also new to us, I'm not sure, but feel free to stick if you are. And Gary in Massachusetts, thank you so much. All right, let's say goodbye to Facebook Live. All right, Jen and Steve, I'm going to count you in on this one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bye, Facebook
Bye, Facebook Live.
Nice job. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.